Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Um, I am here to present my paper entitled Enhancing Literary Comprehension and Technology Engagement via Digital Storytelling During Pandemic Lockdown, a qualitative study on Malaysian undergraduates. I am Dr. Erda Wati Bakar, currently serving in Language Centre of National Defence University of Malaysia or Universiti Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia, resided in Camp Perdana, Sungai Besi. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Um, my presentation is going to be presented according to the following subheading. Um, the first subheading is introduction, problem statement, research objective, literature review, methodology, discussion of findings, and concluding remark. To look at the introduction, education landscape has changed drastically during COVID-19 pandemic, in which prior to the pandemic, traditional approach of pedagogy has been criticized to be less effective. COVID-19 has forced educational stakeholders to rely on technology to ensure continuous teaching and learning process. This mode of learning is not glitch-free as it comes with a certain degree of inconvenience, challenges, and gaps in higher education delivery. During online learning, a teacher-centered approach is no longer suitable as instructors evolve as learning facilitator, no longer being the only feeder in the classroom. Learners are promoted to be creative as they actively discover and construct new knowledge whilst developing an understanding on the subject content through their interaction with various multimedia resources. Learning of literary plays can be both appealing and challenging experience for learners. Due to the lack of descriptive elements in plays or drama, coupled with lack of instructors' presence to give immediate feedback and guidance, grasping a play is a challenging process when learning it online during lockdown. Plays or drama is one of literary genres which helps learners to get in touch with their multisensory and self-awareness. It is a motivating process as learners are exposed to an open and exploratory style of learning which taps into their creativity and imagination, as stated by Meili and Duff 2005. Digital storytelling, or DST, is a pedagogical tool that combines the art of telling stories with a mixture of digital media, including text, pictures, recorded audio, narration, music, and video, as defined by Hardy and Summer 2014 and Robin 2016, as well as Irwin 2019. DST has proven to be an effective approach to engage learners with the subject content while being technologically engaged. This is the problem statement for this article. Firstly, firstly, in traditional classrooms, it is a common view to see learners sitting passively absorbing the instructor's lecture slides. In a literature classroom, however, learners are expected to interact and participate actively by dialoguing not only with the text but also with their peers and instructor. Learners and instructors, however, are entrapped in their homes during the lockdown, thus making learning of literature to be even more challenging. Learning outcomes are difficult to achieve as learners are present remotely in an online setting. In order to counter this problem, DST is derived from a constructivist approach in which technology is to be utilized so that learners may feel autonomous enough to share their viewpoints in a meaningful manner. By integrating technology in a literature class, active engagement with technological devices provides learners with the opportunity to create new knowledge, solve problems, and employ creativity and critical thinking. The following are the research objectives for this study. First, objective is to investigate how digital storytelling helps to improve the learner's comprehension of a literary text. And the second objective is to examine the learner's views regarding the integration of digital storytelling in a literature class. The following is the literature review. I will try to make it briefly, but as you all can see, the following is the figure of the conversions of digital storytelling in education as provided by Robin 2008. Digital storytelling encompasses four aspects. Firstly, the first four aspects are dealing with technological engagement, in which learners are to familiarize and to utilize digital media software in creating and editing digital images, audio, and video. They are to produce their DST or digital storytelling. They need to be they need to be familiar and to be able to use devices such as computers, image capture devices such as digital cameras, scanners, and camcorders, as well as audio capture devices, which include high-quality microphones and voice recorders. The second aspect of digital storytelling refers to multiple literacy skills, in which it includes researching, writing, organizing, presenting, problem solving, and assessment. Digital storytelling also converge or engages students and teachers through personally meaningful writing, allowing individuals to construct their own meaning. This also answers or parallel to the the community online inquiry, in which it is important to establish social presence as well as teacher presence in an online setting learning. And finally, digital storytelling helps to promote 21st century skills, which include cultural literacy, information literacy, visual literacy, media literacy, and more. We are going to look into the theoretical perspectives which frame this study. There are three theoretical perspectives that I have used in framing this study. Firstly, digital age literacy, in which learners to equip themselves with 21st century skills, digital literacy, global literacy, technology literacy, and visual literacy, as argued by Robin 2008. In the second theory or framework, I have derived from Malaysia Quality Framework 2.0, in which it focuses in calculating functional skills among undergraduates, where digital skills is one of these functional skills, which refers to the ability to use information, digital technologies to support work and studies. At undergraduate level, it is important for learners to use a broad range of information, media, and technology application to support study as well as for work in the future. The third theory is the community of inquiry or COI model of online learning, in which it is very important to in an online learning setting to uh, establish social presence, teaching presence, as well as cognitive presence. And finally, these elements are to facilitate successful educational experiences in online distance learning environment. Okay, next. The methodology for this study. Firstly, all students or the class is to study a specific literary play or drama entitled Swordfish and the Concubine, written by a Malaysian playwright, Ki Kuan Chai. And this play is loosely based on the two tales of Sejarah Melayu or the Malay annals Hikayat Singapura di Langkatoda and Hikayat Demang Lebar Daun. The play revolves on delicate matters such as the relationship between Rakyat or the people and his Sultan or the king, which further reveal issues like manipulation of history, power abuse, sacrifice, treason, and deconstruction of the Malay monarchy. The context of the play depicted the era of pre-Malacca Empire. Armed with creativity license, the playwright has written the play with a contemporary twist in which he has incorporated elements like hip-hop and rap music into the staging of the play. The task that the students have to complete in relation to digital storytelling, in which firstly the learners were to read and analyze the play individually as the instructors engaged the learners in several language and literary activities to help them to make sense of the play and aid their understanding. Lessons were conducted both synchronously and asynchronous. As their final assessment, the learners were introduced to the concept of digital storytelling and they were required to create a DST based on an issue or a theme depicted in the play. They were required to illustrate the chosen theme or issue by acting out the scenes which highlighted the issue in the play. At the end of the DST, the learners were to comment on how the issues in the play are still prevalent today. The duration of the DST is set within 5 to 7 minutes, and they were given the freedom to innovate their DST by incorporating various forms of multimedia according to their creativity. The video of their DST was uploaded on their personal YouTube channels to be shared with the rest of the class. The participants of this study are the first year undergraduate students of Languages and Cross-Cultural Communication Program from UPNM. The 10 informants from 29 students of this class were selected using purposive sampling. All 10 informants were equipped with more than one smart devices, stable internet connectivity, and adept in using video editing softwares or apps. A semi-structured online interview session with 5 questions were conducted over Microsoft Teams with the 10 informants. The interview was transcribed verbatim, followed by coding and thematic analysis. The following are the discussion of findings. Research Objective 1, to investigate how digital story helps to improve the learner's comprehension of a literary text. All informants said that digital storytelling was a worthwhile but challenging experience. However, it has helped them to be in tune with the characters. The informants understood more on the psyche of each character and able to empathize with the actions committed by them. They became more motivated and interested to represent their understanding through technology. To develop their DST on the representation of themes of the play, many of the informants said that they need to think outside the box prior in creating the content for their DST. And these are some of the following comments or feedback received from the informants. Creating my own digital story was tough in the beginning, but after some time I enjoyed doing it and I love it. Somehow it has helped me to understand more about the story. Second informant, I brainstorm any events that are related to the theme that I chose, and I understand the story better and discover more themes and issues in the play. Discussion pertaining to Research Objective 1. Their responses are consistent with Jonathan 2000, who asserted that for a successful learning to occur, learners need to be engaged and motivated, and this may be achieved by allowing them to explore the available technology as an aid to their learning. Rasmi, by which apart from improving learners' understanding on a literary text, DST also becomes the catalyst in transforming learners in becoming creative storytellers as they carefully went through creative processes starting from topic selection, conducting research, script writing, and creating a storyboard prior producing their DST. Each of their DST reflected the meticulous cognitive processes from digesting the literary text to critically assessing the themes or issues illustrated in it. Thus, they have successfully indicated their comprehension of the play at a holistic level. Next, research objective to examine the learner's views regarding the integration of digital story in a literature class. All informers found the opportunity and experience of utilizing technology in aiding their learning process was a satisfactory and meaningful experience, and they found themselves tapping into their creativity, and they were motivated to search for other sources in order to inspire them to create their originality as they. These are some of the feedback given by the informants. I had a lot of fun since I love creating new things. This digital storytelling assignment gave me an opportunity to do something new. I learned a lot on how to make a good story by using tools like clip art and video editing softwares, which I never used before. Pertaining to research objective 2, the discussion of the findings is set here. The SD is an appealing task design in which it combines traditional storytelling with modern pop culture and technology, which immediately intrigues learners. DSD realizes learners to be storytellers who utilize a palette of technical tools to weave personal tales using images, graphics, music, and sound with the author's own story voice. This experience equips learners with the survival skills in a media varied environments. These findings also further highlight Barrett 2006, who claimed that DST facilitates the conversions of 4 student-centered learning strategies as it engages learners, encourages learners to reflect for deep learning, and integrates instructional technology. Finally, as a conclusion, the current generation of learners are labeled as digital natives who face less struggle in familiarizing themselves with any form of technological tools. COVID-19, unfortunately, in a way, we can see it as a fortunate event, perhaps, which has transformed the education landscape by foregrounding online learning as the main medium of instruction. The DST, or digital storytelling, is an effective pedagogical tool to help mediate the literary text and improve their comprehension on the issues and themes depicted in the play. The results of this action research may aid other instructors and other education stakeholders to better understand the impact of integrating digital storytelling into their classroom, which could enhance learners' technological engagement, simultaneously arming them with the imperative 21st century skills. With that, I end my presentation. If you have any further question or you would like to engage further in discussing this topic, I can be contacted via the email address stated in these slides. I thank you all for listening to my presentation. I wish you all the best and stay safe. Thank you once again.